Hey, what's up, ghouls and gals? Yeah, alright. This is the first ever Friday night horror theater. Well, we're not really in a theater, we're more in my back room, but I'm not gonna call it Friday night horror back room because that doesn't make any fucking sense. So it's Friday night horror theater. And in our first episode, we're watching XXX. Well, 2 X's, not 3 X's. 3 X's would be a fun movie. That means we'll be watching Barn.
Look at this
but that's
dude.
not what we're watching today. Alright, 2 X's, or XX, is a horror anthology series written and directed and starring all women. Well, not all women. Well, they're all written by women and all directed by women, but the cast does feature male supporting characters. Man, this is a little bit hard to describe. I went into XX thinking that this was going to be like an epic girl power horror film, slaughter fest. You know what I mean? They're going to show the boys how it was done. Well, it kind of didn't work out that way. The problem with these horror anthology movies, and they all suffer this problem, not just this movie, is that they only have a limited time to tell the story. So most of the time they start the story kind of in the middle point where you are supposed to know what's going on, you're supposed to kind of know the characters, and it's kind of hard to get into some of these stories sometimes because you're just like, wait, what the fuck's going on? Why did that happen? Why is this happening? Who are you? What is your motivation? What's going on? So that's kind of a problem going into every single one of these stories. There's 4 of them, and all 4 of them kind of share that problem, that it starts and it kind of seems as if they skipped ahead 15 minutes and they're like, okay, this is where we're going to start the movie. So that kind of throws you off. Like I said, there's 4 horror stories. The first one is called The Box.
Show you with the box. Who's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
And The Box has to be the weakest out of all four of the short horror stories. The Box is about a family of 4, where in the beginning of the short film, the family, the mom and the 2 kids, a daughter and a son, are on a subway train going home, and the son's kind of being like a little bit bratty and shit, and he's just like badgering some old man, telling him like, hey, what's in your box, mister? What's in that box, mister? And when the old man finally like throws him a fucking bone and was like, you want to see what's in the fucking box? I'll show you what's in the fucking box. He lets the little kid peek into the box, and the little kid's like, "Ooh!" And then they close it, and the man just like disappears, and the mom asks the son like, hey, what was in that box? And the little kid's just like, I don't know, nothing. What the fuck? There was clearly something in that fucking box. Your face lit up it lit up like if you saw your first pair of tits in that box. There's something in that fucking box. And well, like every fucking mom, the fucking mom is just like, whatever. And so they go home or whatever, and they're gonna have supper. And why did I say supper like an old 50-year-old man? They're gonna go home. They go home and they have dinner, and they're all sitting down, and the dad's just like, hey, son, why aren't you eating? That's uncommon for you. You're a fucking garbage disposal. You fucking eat everything. And well, the son's like, just not hungry, Dad. No, thank you. Don't want none. And the dad's like, alright, that's cool. Go play or whatever. And then the daughter's all like, well, I don't want to eat anymore either, Dad. And the dad's like, you fucking finish your food and you eat it! He kind of like does one of those things, and the daughter's like, well, okay then. And then like a little black title screen comes on, and then it says like Tuesday. It says Tuesday. So it's the following day, and they're gonna go to school. And the mom like makes them like some toaster strudels, and she's like, hey, you want one? And the daughter's like, I'll take one. The kid still like, he doesn't want to eat. Doesn't want to fucking eat. After he saw that box, or what was inside of that box, does not want to eat. And the mom offers him food, and he's just like, no, thank you. Don't want food, Mom. And that kind of goes on for like days and days and days. It goes on for like 4 days until the dad like totally loses his shit like how he did with the daughter. And he's like, you're gonna fucking eat, son. Eat that fucking food. What the fuck is wrong with you? You're gonna not leave this table till you fucking eat all that damn food. And the dad like has some crazy outburst, and then like he like starts crying, and then the kid starts crying, and then now everybody's crying, and then another title card comes, and it's like Saturday. And then like the kids still not eating, they don't know what's going on, they take them to the doctor. This kind of drags on. Mind you, the short film, the first short film in these 4 short films is only 20 minutes long. But it feels like it's fucking 2 hours long. I shit you not, they spend, I want to say like 8 minutes like sitting at the dinner table, and that kid keeps saying like, I don't want to eat, I don't want to eat, no thank you, not eating. And like they ask him 50 million times, why don't you want to eat? I'm just not hungry, that's all. Like, oh my fucking god, kid, what's up with you? And well, finally shit starts kind of moving, and the mother sees the daughter sitting with the son in their room, and the mom's like, hey, what were y'all talking about, or whatever, blah blah blah. And they're like, nothing, Mom, we're not talking about nothing. And then the mom just fucking leaves like an idiot. Like, what's up with white people in movies? Like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna be a little bit racist here, but what's up with white people in horror movies? They're always leaving their kids to go do something else. Like, it fucking could be Jason outside murdering people, and they're like, hey son, you go outside and play with Jason. I'm gonna go over here and drink and smoke cigarettes. Blah, 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 blah. Like, what the fuck, white people? Watch your damn kids. You're in a horror movie. Well, I was getting sidetracked. Anyways, yeah, he's there talking with the sister. He whispers something into the sister's ear, and then she's just like, I don't want to eat anymore either now. Blah 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 blah. The movie continues. Blah 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 blah. And fast forward like another day. They're in the same place in the dinner table, and the dad's like, why the fuck is nobody fucking eating? And the mom's just like, literally like stuff in her face, like she's like, I don't know, who cares? And the dad again loses his shit. Like, the dad's only move is to lose his shit. Like, he doesn't try to like process anything, try to like talk it out. He's just like, no, going straight to lose my shit. He like fucking flips out at the dinner table and he's like, how the fuck could you be eating right now at a time like this? Our kids are out there fucking starving! But not really, because they only haven't eaten for like a day or two. But they're fucking starving! Blah! So then he goes into the kids' room and he talks to the son, and he's like, hey man, hey bro, level with me here, home dog. Why aren't you eating your food, bro? You're making your mom feel bad, like if she cooks shitty food. What's going on, home dog? And the son's kind of like, come here, dad. I'm gonna let you in on some knowledge. He's like, like, you know, the kind of whispering that they do like in movies where like it looks like if they're saying something important, but they're like, that motherfucker didn't tell him anything. He just went like, I'm whispering to you. Look at me, I'm whispering. So like the dad, after he hears whatever the son says, is like, I don't want to eat either. And like, so nobody's eating now. The daughter's not eating, the kid's not eating, the dad's not eating, the mom is still eating. And all of a sudden, like, the mom has this, I think is a dream, and at first I thought this was the end of the short. The mom, like, has a dream that, like, she's getting, like, nudged around like this, and, like, the camera, like, pans down, and it's, like, the dad, like, cutting off a piece of her fucking, like, thigh, like, with a knife, and he's like, looks good, like, he's cutting it like turkey, and he's serving it up to, like, the kids. That was a cool part. If the short would have ended right there, would have been like, ah, alright, I'll forgive the 10 minutes of boring or whatever, because it did pick up at the end. But it does not end right there. It continues to go. Like, the mom wakes up and she's just like, my fucking family doesn't want to eat. Wonder what's going on. But she still continues to like kind of like ignore it. Until finally it cuts to like Christmas for some reason. It cuts all the way to Christmas, and they're there like opening presents, and the mom was like, we were really happy, and then all of a sudden we're at the hospital now and everybody's dying, and then like off camera you see the mom like walking to like a subway station, and she's like, I'm gonna find that old man that had that box. And that's where it ends. That's where the fucking story ends. Since there's 4 of these things, I'm going to take a little bit of an intermission, and I'll see you homeboys and homegirls right back.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Hey there, Ryan T here. Are you having problems at home and or work? Or do people have you down? Does life seem a little bleak? Well, I got the solution for you. It's called beer. And it works very simple. Let me show you how. First, you crack it open. Second, you take a drink. 3, all your problems go away.
Note, beer may not work this way for you. Beer may intensify your problems. If beer intensifies your problems, please go see a
Alright, we're back. Alright, we're gonna keep this horror show moving with the second short film in the XX anthology series called Birthday Party. Apparently, well, not even apparently, that's not the right word to describe this here. Well, the movie Birthday Party. Hold on, give me one moment, folks. I have to refer to the notes here, okay?
Well, we're waiting.
Hold on. Hold your horses. Oh, okay. I got it. Alright. It's called Happy Birthday. Yes, the second the second short story in this horror film is called Happy Birthday. Happy Birthday follows a housewife that is planning a birthday party. And the movie starts off with her. She's walking around. She kind of wakes up and she kind of does one of these numbers like, huh, what's going on? Huh? And like everything's already set up, a party set up, so she's kind of like walking around the house, doing her thing, until she like opens up a door, and then she's like, David! Oh no! And then she like hugs him, and then like she like feels that his heart like isn't beating and shit, so she's like, oh, this motherfucker's dead. So instead of calling the police or doing anything that a normal sane person would do, this fucking chick is like, better fucking cover up my husband's suicide by hiding him around the house Weekend at Bernie's style. So yeah, the film kind of just does that for 20 minutes. She's kind of just like, it's kind of like if they're playing like that old like comedy music. It's like they're playing that music and like she's just dragging him around and like she barely like misses people and stuff. Like her daughter's like walking into the house and like, Mom, Dad, where are you guys? And like right behind her the mom's like dragging the dad like. So it's like a lot of shit like that, and I was sitting there watching it and I was just like, aren't these supposed to be horror movies? Isn't this supposed to be like a horror short? I don't find this scary at all. I find it scary that somebody greenlit this to be a part of this film. I mean, even the first one, The Box, was kind of a more or less a horror film. This is more of like a dark comedy, like Birthday Party or Birthday or whatever the fuck it's called. You're gonna forget it right after you watch it. Like it's probably the second worst one in the series. Like it goes The Box, Happy Birthday, and then from there the last two they get subsequently better. They get a little bit better. This one's going to be a short one because there's not really much to say about Happy Birthday. Like I said, she drags the husband around doing that around, like she's just dragging him around everywhere, dragging him, and then she's just like, I got an idea. Well, really, what happens is she hears a at the door, and then some guy like in a panda suit's like, it's your birthday? Yeah, it's your birthday? Yeah. And she's like, wait, stop. Give me that panda suit. I'll pay you $1,000 for it. And he's like, okay, not gonna ask any questions about why you want this suit. And he like just takes it off and like gives it to her. And she's like, I got it. I'll put my husband in this panda suit and nobody will know he's dead. So she puts him in the panda suit and like, again, like drags him to the fucking table where all the guests are gonna be and like just sits him there and he's just there like. And then they bring out like the fucking cake and he's like doing one of these numbers. And then finally like he just goes and then like he falls into the cake and all the guests are like, what's going on? And then like one of the guests like takes off the panda mask and sees that he's dead and they're like, oh my god, he's fucking dead! And like, that's just where it ends. It just ends right there. That's the ending of it. That's literally the ending of it. And then they try to do like a clever thing where like at the end of the movie they put like some text on the screen. They're like, oh, this is called Happy Birthday, aka her daughter's suppressed memory. Like, no, that's not clever. Like, you fucked it up. Go home. You're drunk. Stop doing this. Stop. Stop. Stop it. Go get some help.
Stop it. Get some help.
Yeah. That... I can't even... I just can't even... I know, guys. I can't even... It's time for a commercial break. Another commercial break.
And now, a message from our sponsor.
Oh God, I'm so embarrassed. You caught me singing my new theme song. And yes, that was my voice. And you could have a voice like mine if you order these new tapes that I'm making called Ryan Singing Voice Lessons. Ryan Singing Voice Lessons. You could sound like that too, with just 3 easy payments of $9.99. That's right, $9.99. And this cassette could be yours. That's right, cassette. Not none of this new digital download crap that all the kids are doing. I will send a cassette to your home, in your mailbox, that will get delivered to your front doorstep, and you will be in fucking awe and shock at how quick your voice will sound like this. Oh my God, I sound so good. So call the number below and order now. The last 2 horror films on this anthology series are actual fucking horror films. They're what they're supposed to be. The third one is called Don't Fall, and that one has to be the strongest out of all 4 of them. This one follows 4 friends, 2 guys, 2 girls, who are going on a camping trip at some sort of I guess you would call it some sort of unmarked camping spot, and they're there on top of the mountain there, and they come across some weird kind of like hieroglyphics there that are written there in blood, it seems like, and one of the female campers gets bitten by a scorpion or some sort of insect, and she like kind of shrugs it off. They kind of like play around with her, and they're just like, oh, you're gonna fucking get a disease, your arm's gonna fall off, you stupid shit like that. And then it cuts to the nighttime where they're all hanging out, and they're like they're drinking a little bit, smoking a little bit, just doing typical camping shit. And what ends up happening is that one of the girls, or the girl that got bit, starts saying like, I don't feel so good, I kind of feel real weird, you know, I'm just gonna go to bed. So she goes to bed, and they're there, they continue to party out, the rest of her friends or whatever, and then they finish partying out, they go to bed too. And it shows that she kind of is like tossing and turning, and she's having like this weird dream where she sees herself like in a cave, and some crazy ass fucking creature is coming to like attack her and shit. And then she like wakes up, and she's like, what the fuck is going on? And she like walks out of this travel trailer that they're all sleeping in, and she like makes her way back to where she saw those hieroglyphs, and she sees that fucking creature, and that creature like fucking takes a bite out of her, and she's like, oh my God, I'm dying! Oh my God, I'm dying! But then she isn't dying. She's transforming into one of those fucking creatures, and she transforms into one of those creatures, and she starts fucking murdering all of her fucking friends, and everybody's just fucking dying and getting killed. And that's pretty much that short. It was a good short. I mean, it was what I expected all of these shorts to be like. Just, you go in there, it has kind of not that big of a plot. It's more or less just like, there's these people, there's this happening, people are dying, the end. I like that a lot, personally. I was like, this is what all of these should have been, and this is the best one. Like I said, this is the best one. Don't Fall is the best out of the X series. I would have wished that this would have just been the whole entire movie, and maybe those other ones would have been like the 3 smaller stories that just led up to this bigger story. And the last story that this movie has is one called Her Only Living Son. And now this one kind of falls into the same category as the first story, The Box. It's really slow paced and kind of just drags along until it gets to where it needs to go, and then it kind of picks up a little bit and you're just kind of like, alright, I see what's going on. Her Only Living Son follows a single mother and her son who just turned 18, and he's starting to act really strange, and he's acting out like really violent and being kind of like just like weird. He's killing like animals and pulling out his fingernails for some weird reason, and the mom is kind of like noticing all of this stuff but like oddly not doing anything about it. She goes to his school and lets the principal know like, hey, there's something fucking going on with this kid, and the principal's just like, you know what, you need to leave him alone and let him do him, and he's gonna like blossom into this man, and he's not really even yours anyway. And the mom's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And she kind of like leaves from there, and she goes back home, and then she sees the son like being all weird and creepy, and that's when he's like, kneel to me, mother, kneel to me,
Kneel before Zod!
and the mom's like, oh my god, oh my god, okay, and like she like kneels down to him, but then she like kind of flips it on him because he's like, I know who I am, like you're fucking me over and shit, and she's just like, bitch, like she pulls him closer, and then like some weird crazy like religious, I don't know what the fuck happened, she like pulls him close and like hugs him, and she's like, oh I love you man, and like does one of those things, and she's like hugging him, and then they're like and it like explodes, and then they die, and that's the end. That was the end. That's the end of that. That's exactly how that ends. They do a and everybody dies. Well, that was XX. Four horror stories written by females, directed by females, starring females. Was it the worst thing that I've ever seen? No. Was it good? No. Should you watch it? Maybe just don't fall, but all the other ones, don't watch them. Like I said, guys, this wasn't really good, but it wasn't the worst thing. It's definitely one of those things that you're gonna need to drink a couple of these to watch. So keep that in mind, and until next time, I'm Ryan T, and make sure you like and subscribe.